In February 2016, I received a phone call about Site 2016, a Pearson conference on tech ed. Is this the Heather Hicks that spoke about blended learning? Several conference attendees thought I should know that Bruce Friend, COO of iNACOL, presented a session focused entirely on me. I was already aware of the tremendous corporate influence on education policy, but this made it clear that parents are viewed as something to be dealt with. The session was recorded.
Gaining stakeholder buy-in for your online and blended learning program, and your presenter today is Bruce Friend, Chief Operating Officer of iNACOL.
If nothing else, this is maybe a storytelling time this afternoon over the next 30 minutes that we have together. The real star of and the real impetus for today's presentation is this lady. And I don't know her name. And I've never met her. She knows me, and she knows me by name.
Wait, what?
She's a parent in Lacey Township, New Jersey. Anyone here from New Jersey? I talked to you yesterday, so I feel good. I'm not,
And then there's the issue of privacy.
Mr. Friend gave the same presentation at the Mid-Atlantic Conference on Personalized Learning. This time, he referred to me as Heather Mix.
This is being recorded. I should be careful what I'm going to say here.
It's easy to make someone you don't know the enemy. The words that she said that night in front of the school board just about killed 3.5 years worth of work. And we were pretty angry about that. And I'm not going to bore you with the long presentation, 10 minutes in front of the board that night. And don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. Here was the child's login data for his online chemistry class.
And then there's the issue of privacy.
The sheet of paper was basically blank. So just saying, just might be a challenge to be successful in the class. If you're not actually logging in, just take that for what it's worth.
She didn't call me out by name, which was kind of nice, but she did say, I don't know what you were thinking hiring this consultant to come in. That was probably a waste of money. So that was nice to hear that, right?
Yes, I know that there is a meeting coming up with a representative that can go into that.
She didn't understand that it could have been any content provider, right? And the challenges and the issues she was describing to the school board that night would have still existed.
A teacher sitting at a desk with a split screen of a boring PowerPoint. Our live teachers are capable of doing better work than what I observed from the Edgenuity teachers. Our live, real teachers can create wonderful PowerPoints. They can use online resources, and they can do a much better job.
She also wasn't accustomed, though, that how in an online or blended environment, how much data you have as a teacher that you should be using to inform instruction, not just 5 days from now, but 5 minutes from now.
Teachers get immediate feedback for instant remediation or enrichment through personal interaction without ever looking at a screen.
Students who are taking a test based on lessons that they have been taking through Edgenuity, failing, and then having to find the information from a totally separate resource. So that is an invalid test. That is completely invalid. It's not assessing what they learned.
She had all kinds of notes, and she had text messages from fellow students who said, yeah, this class sucks, blah, 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 I'm not learning anything.
A student's social-emotional reaction determines what and how information is recognized and stored when it's filtered through their brain's reticular activating system. It's what starts the learning process. In other words, students need to be positively connected to the learning experience.
She actually wrote a little write-up, which I thought that was great that she did. I'm going to read it kind of anonymously, so I'll take a few things out. But she starts, I'm a freshman here at Lacey Township High School. My teacher uses Edgenuity on a daily basis. Since the beginning of the year, the majority of my education from this class has come from this site. Since September, I've been using this program, and my loathe for it grows each day.
Which I thought was pretty interesting that this parent happened to have all these text messages from all these other students, but I'm not quite sure how she got those. I have 3 girls, and they don't randomly just text the neighbor and say, yeah, my chemistry class is awful, right? And there's some rebel rousing going on.
I spoke with another student who also took the same test. I happen to be friends with her mother.
I mean, you would never word it this way to the parent. You're not going to be a smart aleck about it, right? But if a parent calls and says, I don't understand what my child is doing or how they're doing, the truth of the matter is, I mean, then they're not trying. This parent, again, I'm beating her up a little bit. I hope it doesn't come across like I'm angry at her. She helped me a lot, and we were pretty angry about that. You know, it was as basic as, you watch the video, it was as basic as, why doesn't my child bring a textbook home? They must not be doing anything in class. Why is my child not doing homework they did when I was in school?
Everything should be connected. It's deep reading in the content areas and connecting those concepts. So when I looked at his science lesson, I did not see anything like that. There was no reading. There are a multitude of free resources out there that you can use as a teacher to infuse technology.
Why isn't the teacher, she was hard on the teacher. Why wasn't the teacher's not teaching. That was an exact word terminology. The teacher is not teaching.
I am not here to criticize my son's teacher, any teacher who volunteered to pilot a program that apparently is very difficult to use. They are giving up their free time. I believe they're giving up lunch like once a week to learn how to use this program better.
The school board member asked when she was done, she said, ma'am, have you brought these concerns about blended learning not working for your child? Have you brought them to the attention of the school administrator or the teacher? And her comment was, if I was going to play one thing, I was going to play that. Her comment was, no, I didn't do that because, they're so busy and I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble and this and that. But, I just thought it was something you needed to know about at the board level.
No one asked this question because they knew I had already contacted both the teacher and the principal. The teacher said the class had the benefit of one-to-one devices, and the principal told me that iNACOL sent him to Florida.
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. I said, her microphone should have been shut off.
Those were some additional thoughts that I just wanted to put out there for you. I do sincerely appreciate, and I do know you are looking into it. I hope that you could add some of those things to your list. And Mrs. Trella, thank you for getting back to me and keeping in touch with me on what was going on. I do really appreciate that.
You're welcome. And thank you. Thank you for sharing your concerns with us. And I know that you wanted to be able to share your thoughts with all the board members and with the public. But we have been in regular contact, and all your concerns have not only been shared with central office, but with the curriculum committee. And we are looking at all this. So we appreciate, and we appreciate, your son should appreciate you too, for coming here and speaking. So thank you.
She's a parent in Lacey Township, New Jersey. Anyone here from New Jersey? Well, I talked to you yesterday, so I feel good. I'm not, This is being recorded. I should be careful what I'm going to say here.
Mr. Friend's organization, iNACOL, is funded by the Gates and other foundations and corporations. It's also a member of the American Legislative Exchange Council, ALEC, which writes model legislation based on the needs and desires of its members. ALEC raised over $21 million in the last 3 years from for-profit corporations and foundations. ALEC's Education Task Force is pushing for legislation at all levels that shifts public school funding and control to private institutions without regard to parental wisdom